Friends, getting failed is something that worries almost everyone. But the fact of life is, no one is safe from failures. They keep coming to us in different forms and shapes, colors and shades. Even some of the most successful people we look up to have battled numerous failures. For instance, Bollywood superstars have a list of flopped movies. Famous cricketers have a list of lost matches. Even renowned entrepreneurs have a list of failed products and business models. If failure is inevitable, what should we do? Friends, in a dictionary, the word failure comes before the word success. And between these two words comes another important word, learn. If we embrace our failures and learn from them, we could increase the chances of our success in the long run. Even Thomas Edison once said, I have not failed 10,000 times. I have just found 10,000 ways that will not work. Friends, failures have been part and parcel of my life also. Many of them filled me with self-doubt. Many of them made me to change my career path. And some of them made me more determined to succeed in life. I have learned many valuable lessons through my failures, and I will share a few today. The first lesson is, own up your mistakes. Many times when we fail, we lose hope, blame others, or give excuses. Unfortunately, none of these acts create any favorable outcomes. Rather, if we look at ourselves and our life genuinely, we will find multiple areas to work upon. As a child, I had little interest in studies and sports. I used to kill my time watching movies and cartoons. Disappointing my parents, I scored only 55% marks in 12th class. In this crowded country, where students with even 80 and 90% marks face career dilemma, you could imagine what would have been a situation of a guy with just 55% marks. Coming from a lower middle class family, I was thinking to join a low-paying job along with a part-time graduation program. But then one day, the doorbell rang. One of my cousins had visited home to share the good news about his success in engineering entrance exam. As I had nothing to do, I joined him in his admission counseling, where I got opportunity to meet some of the top 50 rankers in the entrance exam. I listened to their inspiring conversations, noticed the respect they received, and by evening, my dream to do engineering from a renowned engineering college had taken birth. But because of my poor academic record, I couldn't gather the self-confidence. My cousin helped me in my planning and preparation. He shared with me his numerous setbacks and comebacks. He introduced me to teachers who taught him. He gave me examples of numerous students who transformed themselves and got into good engineering colleges. Considering his advice, I took 1 year drop, changed my friend circle, studied for 15-16 hours a day, and by God's grace, I was able to get decent rank to get computer engineering into one of the top engineering colleges in Madhya Pradesh, IIT DAVV in Indore. But my troubles were far from over. Because I came from a small town, my English was poor. and my self-confidence was very low. I started feeling that I am an inferior student surrounded by many superior students. Negative thoughts started occupying my mind, and my academic performance went downhill. Later on, due to some unfortunate circumstances, I lost my one semester. I was ashamed to face my parents, thinking I had broken their dreams and was planning to drop out of engineering. But as destiny would have planned, I got a chance to meet the director of our institute at that time. He listened to me patiently and said, "Harsh, if you decide to change yourself, I will help you in your transformation journey, and one day your parents will feel proud of you." Because of his guidance and support, I was able to transform myself. I'm glad to share with you, I scored 80% marks in the final year of engineering. During my comeback period, I presented research papers in national conferences at NITs and IITs. My final year project was awarded by Computer Society of India, and I earned a job in a global MNC through campus placement. Now, I will share with you another important lesson that I learned in the further phase of my journey. And that lesson is, look at your skills from different perspectives. So, post-engineering, because of my job in a global MNC, I was living the dream life of a middle-class family boy. Used to travel to America, used to get good salary. My parents were happy with me, and everything was going good. But I was restless to understand how come some entrepreneurs are able to create great, admirable brands while many struggle to survive. To satisfy my curiosity, over the weekends and after office hours, I used to attend entrepreneurship-related sessions organized by various nonprofits and educational institutes. This was the time when TEI, one of the world's largest nonprofit focused on fostering entrepreneurship, liked my passion, and the team gave me a fellowship opportunity for 2 years to make an impact in entrepreneurial ecosystem in India. I was excited to get this fellowship, but I couldn't convince my parents because I couldn't tell them what would be my path after completing this fellowship. But I didn't listen to them. Against their wishes, I left my well-paid job at Deloitte and joined this nonprofit fellowship at TEI. I learned many interesting things at TEI, got an opportunity to meet many inspiring entrepreneurs, but when the 1 year got over, the reality hit me. I was not sure that what I would do once this fellowship is over, because becoming an entrepreneur was not a possible option for me because neither I have a business idea nor I had courage to become an entrepreneur at that time. And no door was open to go back to the former job. Again, I was standing at a point where I was not sure what I would do next and how I will show my face to my parents. When I couldn't get answer to my doubts, I reached out to one of my mentors at TEI. And he gave me a powerful analogy that changed my perspective about my skills and gave me a new vision. He said, "Harsh, there are two famous people in the field of cricket. One is Sachin Tendulkar, who goes and plays in the field. And second one is Harsha Bhogle, who doesn't play, but understands the game so well that he is able to talk and write about it." He said, "You may not be interested in becoming a full-time entrepreneur who goes and plays in the business field like Sachin, but you have curiosity and passion to become someone like Harsha in the field of business." That advice, that analogy, gave me a role model and some hope for my future. I researched about Harsha Bhogle and found that he has done MBA from one of the top business schools in India, IIM Ahmedabad. So I also thought to go for an MBA from a reputed institute. But it was not an easy decision for me to make, because in my previous 4 attempts, I had failed to score decent marks to get into any reputed MBA program in India. Fortunately, I found some kind mentors and great friends who helped me in my preparation plan, pushed me to prepare hard, and eventually I was able to make it to XLRI, one of the top business schools in India. Friends, the third important lesson I learned during my journey at XLRI was surround yourself with people who are better than you. After getting into XLRI, I felt my life is set. I will specialize in marketing, will take up a job in a good MNC, and will live a happy and prosperous life. But reality was very different from my expectations. After a few months, exams happened, and I scored lowest marks in the class in some of the subjects, including marketing. Suddenly, the feeling of being a loser had overtaken my optimism. With tears in my eyes, I reached out to one of my professors for guidance. He listened to me patiently and said, Harsh, surround yourself with classmates who are better than you, who know more than you, and learn from them. Soon, you will see your better version. Fortunately, I took his advice seriously, and fortunately, I found some great friends who helped me to discover my strengths, who helped me in understanding when I was right or wrong, and helped me in creating a better version of myself. During my transformation journey at XLRI, I not only started scoring good marks in exams, but I also started writing articles on marketing in business publications. It took me 1 year to get my first article published. But I am glad to share with you, today I have more than 100 articles written in some of the top business publications in India, including Forbes and the Economic Times. During my MBA, I have realized that a lot of the literature taught to us, be it case studies or books, covered American examples or examples from other developed countries. Now, every market is different. India is not America. The way the brands were created in developed markets like America might not be created in developing and diverse economies and markets like India. This is a serious gap. So I decided to fill this gap. I started reaching out to entrepreneurs to get understanding on how they built iconic brands. And I heard polite no more often than yes. But maybe because of my curiosity or because of the desire to fill this gap, I didn't give up. Eventually, founders of some of the renowned Indian startups agreed to give me their valuable time, and I covered 11 inspiring journeys of new age admirable brands and wrote a book. To my surprise, CNBC, one of the biggest names in business media, published my book. I was fortunate. Leaders like Mr. Harsh Mariwala, chairman of Marico, Mr. Ronnie Screwvala, Professor David Bell from Wharton, and many other renowned leaders gave me testimonials for my book. My alma mater, XLRI, released my book. Professor Sharad Sareen, who is one of the senior most marketing professors in India, released it along with the dean and other professors at XLRI. Then, Mr. Amitabh Kant, former CEO of Niti Aayog, Government of India, and Mr. Prakash Javadekar, former Union HRD Minister, appreciated me for my contribution to marketing literature in India. And then came very interesting, magical moment in my life. Because of my journey, my role model, Harsha Bhogle, gave me an opportunity to meet him. And appreciated me for my journey. Because of the success of my first book, I got some self-confidence, more self-confidence, and I decided to write another volume covering another set of 11 inspiring journeys of today's admirable brands. By God's grace, some of the renowned leaders like Mr. Sunil Kant Munjal, Chairman of Hero Enterprise, Mr. Suresh Narayan, Chairman and MD of Nestle India, Professor Rishikesh Krishnan, Director of IIM Bangalore, and a few others gave me their precious testimonials. I was hopeful that my second book will be a bigger hit than the first one. But COVID came. It destroyed all my plans. Negative news started coming from all directions. And because of a lot of negativity around me, I lost hope and went into depression for a while. Thanks to my wife, my parents, and some close friends who gave their best efforts to bring me back on track. Somehow, I got my spark back. And I started searching for another opportunity to create my comeback. This was the time I noticed that because of COVID, traditional sources of entertainment such as Bollywood and cricket were almost closed. But new sources of entertainment such as YouTube channels were flourishing. And digital content creators were becoming new age stars and brand endorsers. But I couldn't find any business school course or a book on the topic of creator economy. I felt India's creator economy is booming. There is lack of literature on this topic. So why should not I fill this gap? And fortunately, I was able to write perhaps India's first book on creator economy, which got testimonials from leaders like Mr. Anand Kumar, founder of Super 30, and Wharton professor Karthik Hosanagar. Recently, I was appreciated by IIM Ahmedabad for my contribution to literature on creator economy. Friends, when I look back at my journey from a below average student to becoming a best-selling author, I realize that I have been able to travel this journey because many remarkable and helpful people came in my life and encouraged me at the right time, gave me right set of advice at the right time, and helped me in crafting my comeback during numerous occasions when I failed. Friends, we can't control the inflow of failures in our life, but we can control the inflow of good, trustworthy, helpful, and high achievers in our life. Try to create that kind of circle of trustworthy and helpful people around you. Because from my experience, I can tell you, they can help you in embracing your failures, learn from them, and craft your comeback. Thank you very much.